I'll add some green on here. And this is where I'm going to show my paper. So give me more interesting as well. So I'm going to do watercolory imaginary almost. From up here and there. And again, you might want some water reflection. This one's good. With mine. So the top part, because that's how we call this reflect light. Right? And again, I'm going to let it dry for a couple of minutes. And I'm going to, I think it's possible to do some trees and interesting stuff around the area. I'm going to come back with my brush, of course, and do some interesting stuff. No worries about that. Hello, welcome back. Alright, so when was it? Last Friday. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Probably see my mess over there, so I'm just gonna focus on this area. So what I did is that I wet the paper up to no more. Like I literally just submerged the watercolor paper onto underneath the faucet, and I'm just gonna turn it this way, and I'm just literally just laying it flat on my surface. This is a birch wood. I don't know if that's of any importance, but I did got this wooden piece from the art store as well. And this one I bought it in Black Art Materials, and they're pretty cheap, to tell you the truth. This one is like $20 something. Of course, for an artist, it's expensive. So this is what I'm laying the watercolor paper in. So just like the title said, I wanted to share with you guys some of the materials that I am using and why. I used this watercolor paper before. This one is fluid watercolor paper, and I thought a 9x12 would be nice for sketches and for ideas and stuff. This paper it has like a smooth finish, I think. This is actually a block. I like blocks because it kind of just, the paper is already stretched, so they make the job easy for you. And I have enough paper there to do a couple paintings, and we were doing this one. I also got some gouache. I really don't go by brands, but this is the gouache that I got. This one is from Essentials. It's a pretty inexpensive pack. Comes in a variety of colors, or the primary mainly. That one fell. That one is the one that I use the most, as you can see, because it's a white gouache, and I use this for some of my watercolor paintings because I use some white. And I got myself also a pack of Fabriano, because Fabriano is a really good paper, and this one is Artistico. Alright, this one has an internal sizing. No chlorine bleaching, mold made, no animal byproducts, sustainable. This one is made in Italy, like all the papers. It's really one of the best papers actually for watercolors. And I noticed that since it has like an internal sizing, I noticed that this paper, if you turn it to the other side, even though you can use both sides, it has like a different grain. So I prefer to just use the top layer. This also is good for prints, so that's another thing. I also got, these are some of the sketches that I was doing with the fluid watercolor paper. You see they're 9x12s. Just gonna put them in here. I got Arts watercolor paper, and this one is hot press. And this paper is a smooth finish, is like very light watercolor. It holds light watercolor washes, and I truly like it because you can do your illustrations with this one and they'll come out really nice. And if you see, it has like a smooth finish on top, and I really like this paper, and I did a couple of works with that. So I also got rough arts paper, or regular 140 arts paper. Now this paper holds a lot of washes, and just like I said, it is rough and you can do all sorts of stuff with it. It's pretty thick, so that means that but it can also hold on very thin washes and will do really good. So I really like how this one came up in this paper. This one is in the rough Fabriano, like arts, and I did this landscape on it, and I really love the final results. I like the way it kind of just dried up. That beautiful landscape just dried up. Very good for me. I don't know if you guys can see the whole thing. So just there you go. So you can see everything. You can see what this paper is capable of and the washes that is going to hold for you. And it goes back to sizing, which is really good for paper. So this is the paper that I'm actually working on for the past couple weeks. Now, I wanted to show you guys the stuff that I use, so you guys have an idea when you're getting your art materials as to what to get. I always say, you go with what you like, of course, and what might suit you might not suit anybody else. So I have water on this. What about here? I'm just gonna trying to give you the best view because I'm going to be working on this side. Just don't want to come up in the video. I'm currently on call from work, so if the phone rings, then it's the company, and I have to stop the process. Just cleaning my water bottle. So sometimes watercolor paper will do this, like it will buckle a little bit, and that's fine. I'll just stretch it out with my hands. And I'm not going to tape it. So it just literally basically will fold back into place. And if it starts like buckling and stuff, I'm just going to we're just going to tape it down if I see it that it's like not really helping. So I'm going to do a landscape, and I really like to do like improv paintings where I'm actually just practicing, not really making a commission or anything. I just want to explore with the watercolor. I'm going to use this thing. I'm going to use this too. And this brush here. I might do a light sketch of an idea of what I want, but mainly that will be our full spectrum. I'm just gonna lift it up like that. I have my big brush here loaded with water, and I'm going to start wetting my watercolors, just preparing it. I'm just giving them a wake up. I have a hair in there. Take it out because it will go in my painting. There's some hair here as well. It will go in my painting and I don't want that to happen. So this is what's called a traveler's palette. And it's used for when you're doing plein air, etc. So I see another tiny particle there. Just want to take it off. And I'm just going to start layering. I really like that blue a lot. Just going to, that's where my hair went. So, get it off with the brush. I'm gonna put some red here and there. And if you mix blue with red, you'll have purple, of course. I'm gonna do some pink or and I'm going to lower all that here. You see how I'm using the watercolor brush, pretty rough with it. I'm not really light with it. As I go, I'm just scratching here and there. I'm gonna come here with my green. I'm going to start, I just want like trees coming from this side, so I'm just gonna start slapping it with that green. Tree service when sticking. drying like a lot. It's beautiful. Love how it's drying. So we're going to add more green to this area here. And when you're doing stuff like that it has foliage in it, you have to add yellow because that will just make it beautiful. I'm just going to expand this area here. And I call these paintings, this is like watercolor Bob Ross style because I'm doing those happy trees. And I'm going to apply more dark as I go. We're going to let it dry just a bit. I'm gonna clean my brush first of all. Clean my brush. And I'm going to do, I don't know, like some details with my palette knife. Just going to scrape some white different places. Just scrape it off. Okay. And it's okay. I want to do the same thing upwards so I can have like enough space to do tree branches and stuff. Alright, we're gonna let this dry, and when we come back we're going to keep adding. So one of the things that I noticed a lot of people, especially if you're starting off, you gotta have patience with watercolors. If you're not patient with watercolors, it's like then you get like frustrated because watercolor does takes time to dry, and you have to allow it to do that because these washes are gorgeous. If you rush it, and also you don't want to put just drying there what I see because it's going back to its place and I don't want it. I really don't want it there. And this one right here. And don't worry about the rest of it because it just kind of makes itself. As it dries, if it starts buckling or whatnot, then we're just going to tape it. But for now, this is just perfect. And that's how, if you think about it, it's actually easy. So that's how you create a really nice illusion of trees. And I like this loose style because it just is more intuitive and it just allows you to make your own mistakes along the way and at the same time be forgiving. Not really like giving you a hard time because you're not, following certain rules or why not. So I really like this. It just, I don't know, it puts you on a different level. This loose style, I just love the wood into it as well. And I do both. Like I can or may go back and forth with techniques, and I add my own twist to it. Alright, and now we're just gonna let it dry, and then we're gonna come back and do more shadows.